There was a time, I want to say back in 2018 maybe, when Eddie Hearn's reputation was being dragged through the mud in the United States. And it was being dragged through the mud by the likes of Bob Arum, by the PBC cult, and so forth. And it seemed as though a lot of people in the States who weren't previously familiar with Eddie Hearn were caught up in all that. They were believing what the Bob Arums, the Top Ranks, the PBC cult members were saying about Eddie Hearn being a charlatan, a terrible promoter, how he won't make it in the States, how the zone is trash, the zone is garbage, all this kind of business. Back then, you would have been in the minority if you were actually defending Eddie Hearn and saying, hey, hang on, the zone might turn out to be good. Like, why would you have a problem with another boxing platform in the States? What's the issue? If you turned up and said something reasonable like that, you would have been heckled out of town. But times have changed. Eddie Hearn and DAZN have established themselves in the American market. DAZN and Eddie Hearn have signed some huge fighters, and they've become a legitimate, mega powerhouse force in the world of boxing. Not like they're the dominant promoter and the dominant platform in America at this stage. It's definitely a three-horse race between DAZN, Top Rank Bob Arum on ESPN, and PBC, who work with Showtime and Fox. It's a three-horse race, but it's a race nonetheless, and Eddie Hearn and DAZN are very much in it. And most people accept that now. All those people who are saying, oh, DAZN's trash and it's not going to last and Americans won't go for this. These were Americans saying this, by the way. They were all clearly wrong. And not only have those people scurried back into or scurried back under whatever rock they crawled out from, but they've probably all bought DAZN by this point. Because there's no denying the value that you get and the roster, the schedule. There's no denying it. Now, I say this to lay the context for what Bob Arum has said over the past few days. He's claiming that Eddie Hearn got greedy and screwed everything up with regards to the undisputed fight between AJ and Fury. Very few people are buying it now. If Bob Arum had said something like this about Eddie Hearn back in 2018, you would have seen, probably on an American YouTube channel like Fight Hype, you would have seen more likes than dislikes. But now we see roughly double the amount of dislikes compared to likes when Bob Arum comes out with this utter rubbish. And it's not that people in America love Eddie Hearn more than they used to. I just think they're not as ignorant now about Hearn, and they're not as ignorant now about DAZN. You're still going to have the haters, the PBC cult members, and so on. But most fans who have now been exposed to DAZN's content and have a better understanding about who Eddie Hearn is, and one of the most important things with regards to that is hearing a lot of Eddie Hearn's American fighters talking about who Eddie Hearn is. So Hearn has definitely built up a lot of trust, and it was a difficult start for him with regards to his public image. Obviously, AJ losing to Ruiz didn't help, and many things didn't help. The Deontay Wilder saga. But people do see things a bit differently now. The people who aren't in the PBC cult, that is, they see things a bit differently. And Eddie Hearn is actually, I don't want to say in general liked, but he's definitely a lot more respected now than he was back in 2018 in the American boxing market and by American boxing fans and fighters alike. So this is why Bob Arum gets all the thumbs down when he's talking rubbish, whereas back in 2018, he might have actually got a lot more support on talking rubbish like this. Eddie got greedy and screwed everything? Unbelievable. But you know, Bob Arum is so used to getting away with talking absolute rubbish. It's like, why not stop? I mean, why stop now, right? That's his mindset. Why stop? I've gotten away with talking complete nonsense before. So I'm just going to throw it all on Eddie Hearn and hope that people are stupid enough to believe my side of the story, to believe my narrative. Well, by the looks of this, most people are not. Of course, you've still got plenty of idiots who are, but the majority, 2/3, are saying, nah, Bob, we're not falling for this rubbish anymore. So that's good to see. I really shouldn't need to explain why this is nonsense. It's self-explanatory. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below.